What's up, fellow humans and resellers? Courtney and I are just waiting for some turkey and the smoker. So I went ahead and did some pulling, so I'm just going to do some light shipping real quick. It is Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. We all have something to be thankful for. And before we get started, I'm part Native American, all right? So I don't need any of the hate Thanksgiving things. Can't change the past. All you can do is be thankful for the moments we're living in. And, you know, instead of complaining about what was wrong in the past, do something right in the present. And that's how you can give thanks. So let's do some shipping. All right. That's going to Denmark. That's going to Australia. That's going to Australia. It's good to see Australia back in the mix. I haven't had some Australias in a while. Okay. I got an order from from the same person because they wrote the same note, but they're gifts, so they're going to different addresses. Okay. Gotcha. I got you. All right, let's do some light shipping, shall we? Got a good variety of stuff here. Today's not bad for a holiday. Let's see where we're at. We're at noon time, Thanksgiving Day. I'm at 187. So yesterday ended at 595. So better than the day before. So that's good. It's nice to see above $500 days at least. So that's a start. As I just continue to keep doubling down and power listing and drafting. All right. First up, we got this little Coach change purse I took an offer on. Sold for $12, headed to New Jersey. There. 6 by 9 by 4. All right. I always forget I gotta have room to stack. Next up, we've got something I always buy when I'm at the bins. Any type of Christmas sweater. So we got this Christmas sweater here. I sold for $10, headed to San Diego. Boom, 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 boom. All right. 1. Let's see, do I got anything to talk about today? Got a 45 record. The Limit. That sold for $6, headed to California. Oh, there's some out here. So, I don't know. 661. Nope. Lead. Next up, we've got this wall painting book. Sold for $20, headed to Michigan. Let me grab something for that. As you can see, I have not prepared. One, three. Done. I don't know. Is there any topics on YouTube that you guys are talking about? Let's see. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. You need to really stop with those crazy ad rates, throwing money out the window. No, that's kind of false. If you watch my videos, you know all the things I've tried and the results I've got from them. So watch the videos. Back to overnight blackouts. Yeah, I have them almost every night, unfortunately. Happy Thanksgiving. Everybody seems to be frustrated with eBay, you know? But let's, well, what do we got to be thankful for today instead? Well, that eBay is at least, you know, paying some of the bills. Lion's Den commercial salvage. Headed to Michigan, sold for $9.50. The best two things, well, the two things that you can do is accept promotions for what it is. It's not going to change, so you got to figure out how to use it to your best interest. Some people may not want to hear that, but unfortunately, as of right now, that's the way it is, you know? I don't see it going back anytime in the foreseeable future. Jan will be happy. One of her stockings sold. It sold for $20, headed to Nebraska. So you got to figure out if it works for you or not. Don't look at it as you're giving eBay more money. Look at it as you're trying to build your business. I mean, if you're just a hobbyist, I understand, you know, you're just doing this part-time. Sure. Let your emotions run it because it's not your main source of income. If it is your main source of income, take your emotions out of it. There's no place for emotions in business when it comes to decision making about the finances. There shouldn't be anyway. And if there is, it's going to do more harm than good. You have to figure out the best way to make it work for you. We got a Nissan blank hat. Sold for $7, headed to New York. Like I said, and if you're selling unique items that, you know, there aren't many of up there, you may not have to use Promoted. If you're selling high, fast, quick sell-through rate items, you may not have to use Promoted. If you're in my boat, selling long tail items, well, you're going to have to use Promoted if you want to make money. You see what happens when I turn it off, and it goes to nothing. Also, there's the fact that if it's unique stuff, you can up your price 10% and turn your promotions on at 10%. Then you're still putting the same amount of money in your pocket, more or less. High-low brown vinyl, sold for $10, headed to Alabama. My parents were resistant to change. They didn't like change. They wanted nothing to do with change. They stubborn, stood their ground. And it didn't get them nowhere. And my mom was always miserable. And that's where having that kind of attitude about it will get you. It's a dead-end street. New Creation Singers, I Will Praise Thee vinyl. Sold for $20, headed to Indiana. So you either have to change the way you're doing your business so you don't have to use the promotions, whether that's high sell-through rate stuff, that don't have any competition, which is a very hard place to live if you don't have the right connections in the right areas, etc., etc. Or you have to change your thought process. Don't look at it as eBay is a tool. And the tool has changed. How you decide to use that tool will decide the outcome of your business. Next up, we got the Fabulous 50s CD, Reader's Digest. I believe, maybe not. No, it's not. Sold for $8, headed to Freeport, Illinois. Or you could always go into the field of making sure you are the lowest on eBay and only sell to people who look for low dollar items. Then again, that is a race to the bottom because you're going to have somebody else come along who's going to think the same thing and do the same thing. Rogue Creek Ranch hat, sold for $6, headed to Virginia. So you have to pick your poison, if you will. If you want to make more money, trust me, I sure in the hell don't want to promote. Life was much better. Sales were much better and profits were much better 10 years ago. But just like everything in life, it changes. And you have to adapt or you die. Next up, we got Walking Dead Season 2 Deep Blu-ray. Sold for $7, headed to Alabama. And you just, you know, if you think it's giving away money, you're already in the wrong mindset. You shouldn't be running a business anyway, because you would understand what it entails. Part of running a business is understanding things, whether you like it or not, agree with it or not. Understanding it and utilizing it is the key to the success that you're going to have. Another option, don't use eBay. Use one of the other mini selling sites that are popping up and or have popped up. eBay is not the only game in town nowadays. Air Jordan t-shirt sold for $13, headed to Texas. Texas. So whenever anybody says that promotion is giving away money, don't understand how business runs. So I don't take those people as serious business owners. Sure, they may sell on eBay, but do they really know how to run a business? And maybe that's not their gig. Not everybody's going to... You've got to have an entrepreneurial spirit, if you will. And that is making the best out of every situation you're dealt with. Alice DJ, sold for $7, headed to Washington. And then there's people who want to have that spirit, who watch videos and try to pick up as much as they can in order to make the right decisions for themselves. Telling somebody whether their decision is right or wrong without understanding the full scope of that business that they are running is just said out of ignorance. Ignorance meaning you don't know enough information. Because you can't base what you're doing or not doing and compare that. You can't compare apples to oranges. Dragnet, sure, we may all be on the same platform, but it's still apples to oranges. Cassette sold for $7, headed to Texas. So anybody who can't see that, don't take advice from them. Like I've always said, don't even take advice from me. I'm just giving you ideas, thoughts, what I do, etc., etc. And it's up to you to make the right decision for what you're doing. Got a lot of 20 cassette tapes, headed to California. Sold for $21. Because one thing you have to learn in life is everybody has an answer, but nobody has a clue. I've always loved that saying. I mean, I can answer any question, but that don't mean it's the right answer for the situation you're in. We got Tampa Bay Bandits t-shirt. Nice vintage piece. That sold for $49. Headed to Tennessee. So what are some things to be thankful for? Well, first off, that there is a site like eBay that exists during our time period. Hat sold for $10. That we're able to do something with, to utilize. That there are tons of other websites popping up and that have popped up that are doing well for us to sell on. Eastern Caribbean Princess Cruises t-shirt. That sold for $9, headed to Florida. One thing that is going to be a big key moving forward, I think a bigger key than what it already is now, is social media. But you have to build it in a way to get you buyers as opposed to just other resellers watching you. That's like the next step. When you create content, say the latest one I can remember is like the homeschool picker, where she just blew up. But the content she gives brings in a lot of consumers, not just resellers. Merrimack Caverns hat, headed to Indiana, sold for $10.50. So you have to, if you want to, start building a social media of some sort, for consumers, you have to find a way to get the consumers in, not just resellers. And that's been my thing that's been going around in my head for quite a while, and that's why I kind of set up those other channels to try to bring other people in. And I'm also just trying to think of even with channel like this, like what's the next step to take something like what I'm doing right now. We got Railroad Day, Topeka Railroad Days hat, headed to San Antonio, Texas, sold for $10.50. And how do I get this to appeal to a consumer, as well as a reseller, a fellow reseller? So I've been playing with new thoughts in my head about trying to, like I've always said, eBay is kind of, I feel if they would go with the whole world's largest flea market type of feel, I think it would work. But then I'm like, well, if they're not going to do it, what's stopping me from creating something like that? Romantics in Heat cassette, sold for $10, headed to Georgia. And my glue's upstairs, so I'm going to have to skip that one. Just playing with one of my new idea of her project, art project. The original Rock Shop music store shirt, sold for $5. Been in the store for a while. Headed to Texas. But build something where it can utilize what we already have. So that's what I'm trying to think about now. How can I build something that can use our already established eBay stores and funnel it into the world's largest flea market type of thing? That's just been playing in my head for about a week now. Can that be accomplished with YouTube? You know, just trying to figure it out. Trying to think outside the box a little bit. Kansas City Chiefs hat headed to Joplin, Missouri, sold for $12.60. And maybe on that sold business channel, maybe I could build something off of that where I'm showing your guys' stores. Maybe I turn that into something. No, just thinking out loud. Because like I said, if you don't change with the times, there's a million opportunities out there, and there's a million ways to make a dollar. Some New Balance sneakers headed to Jacksonville, Florida, sold for $10. And I know 100% I'm not fully utilizing everything to its potential. Also, what else is out there that I don't know about yet? Whoops. White Heart CD or cassette called Freedom. Sold for $7, headed to Oklahoma. Make sure there's nothing in here. Yeah, it just changed, I guess. So I knew it was getting low. Alabama for 15. No. Media's better. Media better. Okay. So yeah, I'm just, thankful there, even though feel like there's a lot of issues with what's going on with eBay. Thankful there's a lot of other options, and there's a lot of stuff that I haven't utilized yet. So what's the next A and B combo that's going to blow things up? That is the question. New record. Boom. That would be a new record. Biggity bam. All right, well, since I got a lot to do here, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. So just a quick little keep keep updated on my shipping so it doesn't get out of hand. Which I would like it to get out of hand. But anyway. Alrighty. Have a great holiday, everybody. Enjoy your family, friends, and all that good stuff. Your furry family, too. And I will see you all in the next video. Later.